We'll call the Scottsboro work session Monday, April 20th to order. The invocation given by Tony Wallace from the Pledge of Allegiance given by Gary Stewart.
Pray with me. Father, as we come before you this evening, we pause to acknowledge you and give you thanks for this day and all the blessings that you provide us in it. We invite your Spirit here among us tonight. We ask for your guidance and knowledge of your will. Watch over us. Bless this city, its citizens, and its workers. It's in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to add a 7th item to the agenda work session tonight, and it would be a budget amendment for $5,000 for an appraisal, property appraisal, please. First thing I'd like to do is do a certificate of appreciation for Sierra Lewis. I was going to write all this out on a piece of paper, but I have it on my phone, so I'm not going to use technology. Sierra has been, I just met her last year, but and getting to know Gary, her father, and I spoke about the event that they held last year and this year, bringing some professional bowlers into town, and finding out that Sierra had won the state last year, but and told Gary that we'd like to present her with a certificate of appreciation. But some of the highlights, and you get to know someone when, of course, when their parents talk about them. So just want to brag on her a little bit. Of course, Sierra is a 17-year-old junior at Scottsboro High School. She has a 3.7 GPA and ranked 47th out of 205 students. Started bowling at age 10. Has won 3 of the 5 major awards in youth bowling. Named Youth Bowler of the Year in the state, as well as North Alabama in the regional, and is current both Alabama Pepsi Regional and State Champion. The first ever to repeat as the regional champion as well. Team captain for the high school bowling team, and won both the girls singles title and mixed co-ed titles at the Alabama High School Northern Regional Bowling Tournament. Named to the Turbo Grips Future Stars of Tomorrow's national team, and 5 colleges have expressed interest in her coming to bowl for them after she finishes high school. And she's actively involved in different charities and is a member of the Centerpoint Youth Group. So, speaks very highly of you and what you've done. And we, as a council in the city, we appreciate what you've done with your achievements and bringing those folks in to Scottsboro. So, with that, thank you very much. First time is Johnny Johnson of the Small Business Council, Catfish Festival.
We appreciate your time, appreciate you letting us be here tonight, and it's that time of year again for the Catfish Festival, and it'll be coming up May the 16th, and let me say how much I appreciate on behalf of the City Council, Small Business Council, how much we appreciate your support in the past, and hopefully your support this year. And it'll be on May the 16th. We expanded every year, added different events. Last year we had a bad year, it rained, and just about, but even with the rain, we still had some fishing and several cars, about 30 cars, weathered the storm, so to speak. And from what they told me, with them counting heads as they went through, we had about 600 people, which really surprised me, because that many people coming out with it raining that hard. There's brave souls. And, but anyway, just here to ask for your help again this year. And again, thank you for your support and help, not only with the Catfish Festival, but cruising around Square too. We appreciate that. But we just need some help with some money, and we'll take all we can get. So.
Any questions for Johnny? How much is it?
Customarily, I think y'all give us like $1,000 each year.
Does anyone have
If you got any questions, just shoot.
We'll put it on next week's agenda, Johnny.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it.
Second item is Dr. Ada, the new medical facility.
I'm Elizabeth, and I am the office manager for Direct Medicare here in Scottsboro. It is a non-profit organization, and I just want to let you guys know that we do offer the availability of low-cost health care services to the city and the surrounding area, Jackson County. We are nonprofit, so we are doing this strictly for the citizens of Jackson County and Scottsboro. We are located next to Dr. Britt's office at the BH Ready Clinic over there by the hospital, and you can come and get your blood work done without a physician's order. You can get your cholesterol checked for $3.50, thyroid $4, and that's it. You have your blood drawn that morning. The next day you come and pick your results and take it to your physician. We also arrange other services, x-rays, MRIs, CTs with local businesses at a discounted rate for cash pay also. So, if anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. I do have a few flyers if anybody's interested in it. And it's not only if you don't have insurance, you can have insurance with a high deductible, so it's really open to everybody. There's not a limit to income or anything like that for you.
Any questions?
Are you already open?
Yes, sir, we are. We are open every day, Monday through Friday. You come in, see us. We're more than happy to help you.
Let me just elaborate a little bit. I mean, right now, currently, if you want to have a blood workup done, I mean, you have to have a physician or go and see the physician and then get the blood test done. You pay to the lab and all that. Here is just a new concept in Jackson County. I mean, it has been done in somewhere else in other counties. But for example, you want to have your cholesterol checked. I mean, you just go to the office, tell I want my cholesterol checked, and they will charge you $350. I mean, not $3.50, $3.50. For that, you want to have, for example, you want to have your thyroid checked. I mean, just go to the office, pay $4, and get the results next day. You want to have your testosterone level checked, $7. Yes. Test done, $6. This is a non-profit. A lot of people, they cannot afford the high cost of the healthcare. So we made a non-profit organization, and the purpose is just to help the people, to provide them with a low-cost healthcare. It's not a profit-making business. It's a county service, community service. So a lot of people have a high deductible, and they cannot go to the doctors. This is not a replacement for going to the doctor, but it is just a supplement for additional care which they can get. Similarly, you want to have ultrasound done. I mean, at most of the places, they charge you $250, $300. We could get it arranged in $99. Similarly, X-rays, we could get it done cheaper, same as with MRI, CT scan, PET scan. So it's a non-profit organization for the benefit of the community and people. So anybody who wants to have anything done, just come to the office, give the blood, and get and pick the results next day.
Any questions?
And she will pass on you some flyers.
Yeah, that'd be great. The Scottsboro City has a health fair tomorrow.
Oh, didn't know anything about that. I can be. I'm Johnny on the spot.
Is that the Goose Pond City?
what I think.
Dr. Adam,
Good question.
please. Thank you, sir.
What time is the break? Anybody knows? 10 to 2. Give me your phone number and I'll have the ladies over there call you. Is that okay?
I'll give you my cell and I'll just
Elizabeth, this is for lab work and x-rays and things only, it's not medical care, right?
Right, we're not gonna, you don't have to have a physician's order to have this done, but we're not gonna offer medical advice to you because, you know, you have to take it to your physician to get that advice. But for the people who know you have thyroid problems or you think you have thyroid problems and you never got it checked and you can't really afford to go to the doctor, you can come pay $4, and if it is abnormal, then you know you need to go see a doctor. You need to come up with that money. So instead of keep putting it off and putting it off because you can't pay the $100 office visit plus the lab, at least you can have peace of mind that, hey, I got it checked, it's okay, I don't have to go to the doctor. So, but we don't want to replace people going to the doctor. We just want to help them be able to get the services that they don't think they can afford to know where they stand.
Thank you.
Anybody?
Next item is the senior center budget request.
Lynn Thurman, the director for the Scottsboro and Jackson County Senior Centers, could not be here tonight, and so she asked me to make a budget request for not to exceed $5,500. On the Scottsboro Senior Center, they're having some problems with some doors sticking, and we want to get those repaired, but also she would like to make those doors automatic doors where people get in and out a little bit easier. They would be automated. Again, we've got a couple of prices. I think the $4,900 and then allowing a little bit of extra there to repair the doors that they're having some problems with. So she requests not to exceed $5,500 to put in automatic doors at the Scottsboro Senior Center and repair what's there.
Okay.
They can just use the doors they have currently and just be putting an automatic opener or something.
Okay. We'll put that on next week's agenda as well. Next item is the Roseberry Rescue Group. Bill?
Bill Gibson with Scottsboro Roseberry Rescue Group. Thank you for agreeing to hear our presentation. I believe each of you received a memo from us outlining this proposed project and funding requirements. That memo does not indicate how we go about this. In the past, 2 times that we've done this, we've requested 25% of the project from the City Council, the County Commission, the legislative delegation, and then we've sent letters out to individuals. This year, due to budget constraints, we don't feel that the County Commission is going to be able to help us. We've been to the legislative delegation and have not received word of their response as yet. We think we might get some funds from them, but we're not sure. We've sent letters out earlier this month to over 300 individuals, and most of them in the area that have property around Roseberry, and we've already gotten $15,000 from them. So we're hoping that we can get $40,000 from individuals based on our past response. That's sort of where we are. In the past, we've asked for different amounts from the city because of the project size. I believe we asked and received $42,500 in 2009, $50,000 in 2012, and we're thinking that if we can get $40,000 from individuals, $40,000 from the city, and maybe another 25,000, and this $100,000 project will be covered. You all have been around and are aware of the success of the previous programs, and we're hoping for another successful program. This does not treat where TVA is treating. That's the reason why the project doesn't cost so much this time, because of TVA treating near shore, around the boathouses and public areas. Anyway, because of the familiarity with the project and the memo you've already received, I think that's all the information that I have. I'm happy to take questions.
Where did you expect that other 20 to 25 from? Was that the delegation? Was that, and what if that doesn't come through?
Well, we're behind. We certainly seek additional funds outside, but I might send letters to people that haven't responded to our request. We've asked for $500 for individuals. And so we're hoping that somehow we can put all this together.
Any other questions?
I have a statement, not a question. I've been on the council since it started. But can you just imagine what that would look like today had we not done the 2 projects we did do? Because it looks like as clean as it could be out there after we do these projects. But had we not done anything, you couldn't get a boat out there. And I doubt if a fish could live in there. So, you know, if these people are doing something, they're putting their money up front first, as much as they can come up with. Because nothing you do, everyone's going to cooperate. But they have, and I think they've done a magnificent job in keeping it clean. And it's not just for their benefit, it's the benefit of this whole town and us, that we keep that clean. And I personally am part of it.
Anyone else have anything?
Would be able to get to the point that if you couldn't get the other 60,000, you just say forget it? Or, I mean, is there a line there, a date, something you deadline?
Well, yes, I think there's a point that we'd have to say we're not going to be able to do this project, but hopefully with the response so far that we've had from individuals, then we can come up with enough to feel comfortable that we can do it. In the past, we've had to borrow money. Our last project, the 3rd year of the project, some of the weeds began to come up in the embankment, and so we had to get that sprayed again last year, and so we had to borrow money to do that, and hopefully part of this funding will pay off that note. I think we owe $20,000 on that note. I believe it was 25 originally, and my name's on the notes. Someone help us out.
I guess that answers one of the questions that I had is the people that you're contracting with, if the weed management does not live up to their commitment to a period of time, is there anything in the contract saying that they'll come back and manage those weeds properly? Obviously not, since you had to go back and pay additional costs last year.
I don't believe there's anything that in the contract, but I don't have the contract with me.
Bill, how many property owners normally contribute to that?
I think the numbers that I've seen are there are 300 property owners surrounding Roseberry, and we get about 100 responses. So that'd be 50,000 if we, I'm not very good at math, but that's what we did.
Pretty close.
And I don't know, Rick may not answer this or you, but before, did they make the council, did they make their allocation contingent on a certain amount of other money? Is that what you're looking for this time? If you don't raise that 60, you're not going to need this 40? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's a possibility. I don't think in the past we've had that problem.
Okay.
I think the city and the legislative delegation have agreed to put the money up before we were finished trying to contact everyone.
I can't remember how it's done.
We'd like to point out that if this point, that if you agree to this funding, your investment is less than $13,500 annually for 3 years. This treatment that we put in is called fluoridone, and it can only be used in embayments like ours that there's not a lot of water flow, and this stuff kills the milfoil and hydrilla down to the roots, and it stays down for 3 years is what we're saying before it starts coming back.
When are you expecting something back from the legislative delegation?
Called them today, they had no comment. They said, I think they meet in 2 weeks.
We can kind of go from there when we hear what they have. Is that okay with y'all? Kind of see what the legislative delegation does, and then that kind of gives us an idea of what we can discuss.
Okay, very good. Thanks for hearing.
Are you up against, I guess he's up against the deadline, what do you need?
That was going to be my
Yeah,
question.
that you gotta know, or you gotta start to, is that right?
Yeah, things are delayed this year because of the rainy, cloudy weather. We might push to June the 1st, but May 15th is a better target.
Okay.
Just get back with Holler at Melton or let us know where they stand.
We'll do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item is declared property surplus on John T. Reed Parkway. Nothing.
You have in your packets there a copy of the map and Google Earth and a platted part there of 6.5 acres that we have, the city presently owns. We have interest in someone buying that, purchasing that property. Before that can happen, you all have to declare it surplus. We did get the property appraised. You have the appraisal price there on that sheet, and that would be the price that the property would sell for. So I would ask that if it's something you're interested in, you declare it surplus next week, and then look to whether to sell it or not at that appraised price.
Okay. Any questions for Milton on that?
Next week, will you be prepared to give us an idea of what you're going to use the money for?
I can do that now, I think, Mr. Smith. The money that we intend to receive from that would cover probably 60 to 70% of repairing the road out in Michael Way in front of Harvey. It's in pretty bad shape. That service road, that's in pretty bad shape, and I think that would be some good use of the money to put towards that, to repair that road.
Is that both sides of 35, or is it just the?
It would be from the traffic light at Arvin's to Johnsboro. We went not quite to the high school, but past 50 Taters there. We're in the process of getting an estimated cost.
Anything else?
I don't know if you've been out there, but it's in pretty bad repair.
Yeah. That covers 6 on our agenda.
Yes, sir.
So we'll go to 7. It was that budget amendment, $5,000 for the property.
Yes, we have some property that has not been appraised in probably almost 15 years, and there's been some questions asked of me about that, so what we'd like to do is pay to get that appraised, to give us an updated price on the worth of the property, should something arise from that next year or so. That is the cost of the appraisal. I confirmed that today. And it was from the company who actually did the original appraisal 15 years ago, so they're familiar with the property.
Okay. We'll put that on next week's agenda, and also I'll go back and say that we'll put the other, declare the property surplus on there as well next week. We'll go to reports. Mayor?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Wallingsford?
Just thank everybody for coming out tonight.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, late last week, this city lost a very good man. His name was Alvin. Mr. Kendall was 90 years old and a veteran of World War II. He was in a battle in that war in which his outfit received mortar. And he survived that, but his twin brother who was with him died. And that has lived with him ever since I have known him. He was one of the first original 13, I believe, who took the honor flight to Washington. And his funeral yesterday, Jimmy Tanner, who was another that took that flight, was at his funeral. He is 90 as well, I believe. Mr. Kendall was a postmaster section where he retired and where I was originally from, and got to know him. The reason that I know him and the first time I ever met him was at Campbell's boat dock on Langston Road, where I jumped off a boat dock thinking I could swim and couldn't. And I had gone down twice and was heading for the third time when he pulled me out and saved my life. So you get to know someone when they do something like that. Had it not been for him, I wouldn't be sitting here today, and I wouldn't have done a lot of things I got to do over the years. But he probably is one of the best men I've ever met. He was kind, he was considerate, and the people who knew him will miss him dearly. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Stewart?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Miller?
I don't have anything.
I just was going to cover that Sunday afternoon, after you go to church and go out to eat or whatever, if you want some entertainment, come to the Scottsboro Depot Museum. I'll be doing a Civil War presentation on some artifacts that have been found around here in Scottsboro, and then some of the relics that I've bought and purchased that have some historical significance. So it's from 2 to 4, and I'd like to see some of you there, if at all possible. Try to make it entertaining for you anyway. So, but thank y'all for coming out tonight. Congratulations to you here. Recognition. And that will adjourn. Thank y'all.